Recording in progress. Welcome to the Lucky and Ducky podcast. Today we are talking about cars.
Speed. I am speed. I'm the best backward driver in the world. I eat losers for breakfast. Do not eat the pistachio ice cream.
Um, Cars, as in car maintenance, not cars.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, you do have something in common with Mater. I mean, average intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What do we want to go over first?
All right, car maintenance.
About blinker fluid and muffler bearings first.
Yeah, those sound pretty good. You definitely need to know how to change your blinker fluid.
And grease your muffler bearings.
Yeah. Yeah, if your muffler bearings go out, whole car explodes.
When I was teaching the class, somebody actually, hey, you want us to change your blinker fluid? And I'm like, dude, I've messed with people with that several times this week. I'm glad somebody actually got it. And it was funny.
That's awesome. For those of you who don't know, muffler
You're,
bearings and blinker fluid do not exist.
they're
Oh,
completely fictional.
yes. Um,
actually does exist on like one car.
Shh.
but but one thing that we can um change is oil. How to your oil. We
And
started
oil
there.
filter.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
and the
not
oil
like a
filter.
coffee filter.
If you change your oil, you have to change the filter. Otherwise, like there's really no point.
Well, it will help, but it will not actually help as much as it should.
Um, all cars are a little bit different. Um, but
Which I'm going to go ahead and say this because we're going to reference this a lot. Every car's different. So where do you find that information? I know
online.
some of you are going to say YouTube, but that's technically yes, but not the answer I'm looking for. It's going to be your owner's manual or user guide is sometimes what it's called. But check your owner's manual, usually in the glove box for new cars. Sometimes they're inside the screen thing for new cars, which is crazy to me that you can just like press a screen and look stuff up. That's scary, weird. I'm not a techie person. Um,
I didn't know
but
they had them in the screens.
yeah, I
That's
didn't know it either till recently.
oh,
But we're going to say this like to find what type of oil you need to put in, what type of oil filter, all those different things. You can find that in your manual. How much oil goes in the engine, too. All
yeah.
those things you find in your manual. Where oil filter is on the car. That's tough. Go
Yeah. Um,
ahead.
YouTube is a good option too, but
It
you were
is.
correct.
You can actually see how they're doing it instead of just where stuff is.
Yes. But Ducky is still correct. Okay, so
I'm correct.
generally all of your oil access is going to be from under the engine. Okay. You have an oil pan that you have to drain first. Um, and then
You don't drain um the oil pan that you are catching the oil in, though.
yeah. No,
You
no,
will
no.
drain the oil from out of the car.
Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It didn't sound like you were saying that, just so you know.
Okay, sorry. No, no, no. You have a separate pan. Oh goodness, I didn't do it. You have a separate pan that you put underneath your car, then you undo the bolt, and then all of your oil leaks down. It's way more than you would expect, especially if you haven't done it yet. Um, and then once you get all of that done and out, then you drain your um, then you take off your filter. Your filter is going to be like a kind of
Oh,
like a pan
quick,
size.
while you're draining your oil, it will also drain after if you open your oil
Yes,
cap that where you would add oil back in. You open that up and it will drain much faster, so you don't have to wait 30 minutes for it.
yes, yeah. So go ahead and pre-open the cap, and then go under and undo the bolt, and then um, Yeah, yeah, that is a good tip. Um, how would you describe what the filter looks like?
I don't know if you could hear Lucky because right now he sounds like a robot. So he said that liquid,
Oh, no, you sound like
like a
a
soda can
yeah, like a soda can. Um, yeah, that's what it, yeah. Um,
or a soup can. The bottom's rounded, the top is open. It looks like it's got metal disc thing with holes cut in it. It's supposed to catch particles and things in the oil as it cycles through.
um, and then you put on your cap for the oil pan in the car, and then you put on the new filter. And before you put on the new filter, you take a little bit of the old oil and rub it around the seal of the oil filter, and then put it on. It just helps with things, helps keep
Um,
it tight, lubrication.
you don't necessarily have to rub old oil. It could be new oil. It doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. I mean, but it doesn't have to be new oil. Well, most people will take the old oil filter and the new one and rub them together. That I'm trying to make this where it's obvious. You take the top side where you've already got oil on it from the old filter and rub it on the top side of the new one so that you lubricate that seal. So that when you stick it on the engine, that seal is already lubricated. It will seal properly and is not going to just melt to your engine or something. Because then you really won't get it off.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
then the other thing with that is you need to know what type of oil filter it takes for your car. You'll find that in your owner
man.
manual. Also, um, how far to turn it is usually once it touches your engine where you're putting it in, you're going to take it from there, and it's usually 3/4 to a whole turn.
Yeah.
Farther than that, most of the time you can do it with your hand. And some oil filters are not on the bottom of the engine. Some of them are built on top,
Yeah, that is true. Some of them,
which is very interesting.
it is very interesting. And I feel like you spill a lot more oil doing it that way. But
Well, not spilling, you're draining more oil out of the filter instead of your filter being holding oil when you move.
yeah,
Now, the other thing is don't try to make sure. All right, also, when do you need an oil change?
yeah.
First, check manual to figure out how many miles, because sometimes it's 5,000 miles. Some newer cars will be, what is it, 7,000?
I don't
Some
know the exact
um,
number, but so it's around that range. I know that.
and um so that, but also you look at your oil. You take the dipstick is what it's called. It's where you twist the cap, pull it out, and it's usually this metal, it's like a flat thing.
Like a flat coat hanger, if it's straight.
Kind of like a flat coat hanger. Um, I mean, again, sometimes they could be plastic, but they're normally for a car engine, they're metal. They
Yeah,
stick down in there. And those little cross hatching lines on there, you want to be in between the top and the bottom. The bottom means you have too little, top means you have too much. And you don't want too much oil because then it will start blowing through seals in your engine and damaging things. Because
yeah,
oil, like water or pretty much anything else, expands when it heats up.
yeah.
So you don't want it too full. Um, Also, don't check your oil and assume that's the correct level right
Yeah,
when you pull it out, especially if the car's running. You pull it out, wipe it off with a rag, napkin, something like that, stick it back in, and then you check it. Also, don't turn the dipstick upside down when you pull it out, because then it's going to run down and make it look like you have more oil than you actually do. It won't be a correct measurement. Um, a lot of things we're saying, if you don't understand it entirely, or even if you do, look up a video on YouTube, watch it to understand it. Also, don't just go with the first thing because there's a lot of people say the wrong thing about car stuff. So check it with several other cross references.
yeah. Wise words. I mean that's about it for um
Well,
oil
how much
changes.
oil do you need to put in and how do you do that? You're
How
going to
much?
want Yeah.
So you're gonna want an oil filter, or not oil filter. You're gonna want an oil funnel. It makes it. You can do it without technically, but it makes it a whole lot easier, and quicker. Um, and the there's normally either a second axis to where the dipstick is, or you just put it right in where the dipstick goes.
Most of the time, it's a cap, same cap that we were talking about opening to let the oil drain faster. It's usually that
Yeah.
one. But how much oil goes in depends on the engine. Look it up for your car. What type of oil does it take? There are different types of oil for different things, not just transmission fluid, engine oil, blinker fluid. Um, not just that, but there's I'm gonna talk about this real quick. There's like 10W30, 5W20, 10W40, or 10W50. Those are different numbers. The first number is the viscosity or how fluid the oil is when the engine is starting while the engine is still considered cold. The second number is while the engine's hotting and is heating and has heated up and is considered hot, because your engine will heat up to about 210 degrees, 208, something like that. So almost boiling water temperature. That's also why we use water, oil, not water. And it prevents your engine from rusting. So that's the two differences in numbers. In colder climates, sometimes they have a lower first number because the oil is going to be more congealed feeling when the car is cold. Where
Yeah, you
down,
want it to be more like a water consistency so that it doesn't get so thick, because oil when it gets cold it gets thicker. And so you don't want it to be like sludge running through your engine. It won't work.
and without the oil, it's just metal on metal, and your engine will literally burn itself up. And it's also going to be scraping and shaving metal shavings off, and that will tear up other parts of your engine too.
Yeah.
So, um, that's why when it's colder, you might want a lower number for the first one, but or if you live in somewhere hot, you might raise that first one or your second number. Also depends on the vehicle. Look it up, do your research. It There's so much that depends on the type of car, truck, whatever it is.
One thing that I'll also add about this, about changing your oil, you you might say, "Oh, well, why don't I just take it to the shop?" If you go get your oil changed at the shop, it's going to be what? $100 easily. You can do it by yourself for at least 50. That's buying everything new. It's buying a new filter, it's buying new oil, that's buying um everything. Um so already you've cut it in half, your cost, just doing it yourself, and it takes 20-30 minutes at tops to get everything said and done.
No, if your car warranty, then you can go ahead and have them do it because it keeps it under warranty. So if any problems do come up, then they are more likely to be able to replace it. Um, and your warranty won't be void on your car if the shop you bought it from or wherever it was, for new cars anyway.
Yes.
You want to talk about coolant and antifreeze next, since we're already talking about viscosity and cooling and heating engines?
Sure. There's a lot of science that I feel like in math that goes into like viscosity and things. Um, Basically,
And can you try to explain viscosity? Viscosity is the thickness of the fluid as it's
yeah.
moving.
So if it's a
So
higher
water
viscosity,
versus oil, or oil versus molasses. So that type of thing. The higher it is, the thicker it's going to be, like
like
molasses or maple syrup compared to water. All right,
Yeah,
go
like
ahead.
nothing. I was going to basically say what you said. Like honey is going to be much higher in viscosity than just water. Um, or as you use syrup. Um, but basically you use antifreeze. It is what it sounds like. It is a
Okay.
anti-freeze repellent for your engine. It keeps your engine from freezing. Or at
In
least go ahead.
in cold temperatures, like when you're freezing, and also antifreeze coolant and stuff is going to be diluted. Usually it's about 50-50 water and your coolant mixture. You can buy it where it's already mixed. Now, why would you want to pay for half water in a jug?
Yeah.
Do you have an answer for that one, Lucky?
Um, why would you want to pay for water in a jug?
Yeah, why would you want to pay for that if you have water at home to mix it?
I cannot think of a reason.
Well, if you have a coolant leak in your car and you're going to have to constantly be adding it, especially if it's in the wintertime, you don't want to add
Oh
just
yeah.
straight water, right? So you want to have that already mixed jug ready to add to it if you have a coolant antifreeze leak. Um, so yeah, the coolant runs through your radiator, helps cool your engine down so that it doesn't get overheated and start burning things up. Fun fact, if your coolant is not working very well and it's having some sort of trouble, but you're not in a place where you can stop to get somewhere you can stop, you can turn the heat up on your car and it will pull the heat from the engine and blow it on you. So maybe if it's in the summer or something, roll the windows down so the heat can get out. But also you do want to address any problems with your car as soon as possible, especially oil leaks or something. Um, but to help cool down the engine because it's pulling the hot air from around the engine and putting it in towards the cabin of the car instead of just holding it around the engine.
Yeah. Um, does that cover both coolant and antifreeze?
Antifreeze, all right, so let's say you have a leak. In the summertime, if you're somewhere where we live, it's usually
95.
probably 70 degrees at the coolest in the
Yeah,
summer.
that's the coolest. Like that's
It goes back and forth between in the 80s and 90s all the time. So if you had a leak and you just needed to add something, yes, you could add straight water for a little bit. But why do you want to put antifreeze in your engine? What does water do when it freezes?
it expands.
Exactly. And then you end up with cracked radiator. And as soon as everything heats up, it leaks straight out. Your engine's not cooling anymore.
And
Um,
then the way that your engine works, I think I might have talked about this in the last podcast. The way your engine works, it is actual explosions. Explosions get very hot. If it gets very hot, then you start melting things. And if your engine starts melting, it goes kablooey.
Also, not just oil levels, but the oil color. It will have an amber, almost honey color when it's clean and new. Now, as soon as you add that oil in, yes, it will be more dirty than that. But that is because there's already dirt in your engine, and you doesn't mean you need to go through and wash all that oil out again. And please, please do not run water through your engine to try and clean it.
Definitely not your oil line. If you mix oil and water in your engine, bad things happen.
Yes.
Your engine just won't run. Like when I say bad things happen, it
The
won't
oil
start.
is meant to clean. It has a detergent in it, so it does not need to be completely clean as it goes in the engine. Every one of those little explosions is leaving carbon behind, same way ash or charcoal does in your fire pit. That's what your engine is doing. It is built so the oil will clean it over time. So if your oil is black, you need to change it.
Yeah,
If it's just a dirty-ish look, then you just need to kind of keep an eye on it. But like you don't need to just change it because your oil is going to have some dirt in it. Same thing like oil filters. You have to fill up that oil filter, and in your engine is already going to be dirt and a little residue of dirty oil in it. So it does not have to be perfectly clean.
no. I will say one thing that we didn't mention. If you go to change your oil, make sure you have an entire roll of paper towels on hand. Like those mechanics cloths. Paper towels are just cheaper. You will thank me later, I promise.
Yeah.
And don't wear clothes that you don't want oil stains on. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so
Antifreeze, coolant, oil. Do you want to talk
make
about gas, or do you think people understand that?
what? Say that again.
No.
Oh, you cut that again. Do we want to talk about Earth to Ducky? Queen, McQueen, where have you gone? Well, if you can still hear me,
You hear me?
Ducky is. Oh, there he is.
I could hear, but I couldn't hear you. I mean, I could hear me. That didn't make
I could hear me as well. Um, um, well, okay.
You want to talk about gas
Yeah.
uh or windshield washer fluid?
Ooh. Let's do windshield washer fluid. It's
It's exactly what it sounds like.
it-
So why do you want to put water to wash off your windshield? It makes
because
sense, right? Cleans it, right?
yeah. No. That no.
Think
Um
about what's going to get on your windshield. It's not just water from rain. You're going to have
bird poo, for an example.
and bugs. And the way they make the road, there's going to be a little bit of oil residue, especially when it first starts raining. Everything's a little more slippery. It's because that oil comes up and oil dripping out of cars that have leaks or something. There's going to be oil on the road and it'll get on your windshield. Now, if it just smears with your windshield wipers and then you can't see anything at all. So that's why the windshield washer fluid also, again, has a little bit of a detergent, or certain companies like, I think, is it Rain-X or something?
Yeah. Like think about what you're gonna say.
They have a coating that they put in it so that as you wash your windshield with it, it protects stuff from trying to stick to it as well.
Yeah. Yep. Um yeah, so that's why you don't want exact water. And once again, you use your owner's manual to find out where all these things are in your car so that you can not only change it, you can just keep an eye on them and check them um to see if they do need to be changed or if they've gone bad. If your windshield washer fluid is bright purple, you might need to check that. I've never seen purple washer fluid. I've seen blue, I've seen green, never seen purple. I've
I
also never
really don't know what, because I'm pretty sure I've seen purple windshield washer fluid. But that was the only part I heard you say was I've seen green, I've seen blue, but I've never seen purple, because the rest of what you said was yeah. So who knows
well,
if the recording actually picked any of that
I don't know. It wasn't important anyway. Um
up?
um
Yeah, I think we probably need to start wrapping up, don't we?
well, I think we should talk about jumping off cars.
Yeah.
How to do that. Um Real quick before I say this, this is stuff that is very easy for people to do by themselves. Um Not necessarily like if you have an oil gasket in the middle of your engine that is leaking, you don't need to necessarily learn how to do that yourself because you have to have like lifts, so you might have to take out the engine, and there's lots of things that not everybody can do. But the things that we are talking about are things that are very simple that will help you so you don't have to just take them every single time there's a problem. And so that you know that there's a problem so that if you did have to take it, you could. Um,
I feel like we need to do a part 2 on this with
we might.
emergency areas where this. Okay, I think this episode should be car maintenance, and the next one should be like emergency scenarios, or maybe not the next one, but sometime soon, like
Yeah.
defensive, not defensive driving. You and I can't really teach that. But like emergency scenarios in some ways, not necessarily to handle it. Yeah, we should do that in a different one.
Okay.
Also very important information, just because there's so much to talk about. I'm just gonna say gas real quick. The different numbers on there are different levels of octane. The higher it is, it costs more because it's purer. The other ones will have like ethanol and stuff mixed in. Ethanol is from corn alcohol, not liquor, but alcohol mixture added. It's an additive in the gas so that it'll make it cheaper. Now for high performance cars, you will want to add the higher gas. Will other cars like it more? Probably. But do you need to pay for the most expensive gas? Not usually.
Like you said, some sports bikes and sports cars and things, if you don't get the premium, it will ruin your engine.
Also, don't put diesel in a gas engine, and
Yeah,
don't put gas in a diesel engine.
they don't the green nozzles are not just for Christmas, guys. It's diesel. See too many jokes where people are like, "Oh, I put the green one in." All right. They were like, "It's the most expensive. That means it's the best." No, no, it doesn't. That means it's a different fuel grade. It means it's diesel. Diesel's great
Diesel
for
is
also.
a byproduct from when they make gas. They just modified and designed engines to burn diesel now, and they are mostly in trucks. So it originally was a byproduct.
Yeah,
So it's not the, oh, we are running out of time.
yeah, we are.
Uh,
All right.
I think
Jumper
that's everything
cables
we talk about for this. No, because we're going to talk about that next week or next time.
next time.
Emergencies, like changing tires, all that stuff. This was
Okay.
maintenance.
Okay.
So
Any
much.
other basic maintenance that people should know? Changing your windshield wipers. That's something that if you pay someone to do, it's going to cost you way more than if you were to do it yourself, and it takes literally 5 minutes. If not less. Um, if your windshield wipers aren't making your windows clean, you need new ones. You can go buy them from your auto parts store and replace them very quickly.
Yeah, it's mostly self-explanatory. Or a lot of them, if you buy them from your auto parts store, they will put them on for you. But
Yeah.
don't just have them put it on. Ask them to show you how to do it and watch them. Like, try to learn it. Maybe you'll need to teach somebody someday.
Yeah.
All right. You want to wrap it up, Lucky?
Sure. How do I wrap this up? Like a present, fold the ends, put a bow on it. Anyway, Lucky and Ducky saying goodbye. Goodbye.